Stop. Welcome to Dawn of Geospatial World. What if I told you that most people using Google Earth Engine are actually working with the wrong datasets without even realizing it? You open the platform and see names like Landsat Collection 2, Tier 1, Level 2, Sentinel, Surface Reflectance, MODIS, and it all feels overwhelming. Collection, level, tier, what do these even mean? And more importantly, how do you know which dataset is actually correct for your analysis? The truth is, choosing the wrong dataset can completely change your results. But don't worry, by the end of this video, everything will be clear. I will break down Landsat, Sentinel, MODIS, climate datasets, and even shapefiles in the simplest way possible, and show you visually how they differ so you can confidently choose the right data for your research. Let's begin. First, open your browser and search for Google Earth Engine datasets and open the first link. This is the GE data catalog where all datasets are organized. At the top, you will find different tabs, categories, all datasets, and featured collections. Click on categories, and here you will see different groups like terrain, geography, biosphere, and human dimensions. Each category contains multiple subcategories, making it easier to explore datasets based on your application. Now go to all datasets. Here you will find everything: elevation data, satellite imagery, satellite derived products, shapefiles, and climate datasets. This is the complete library of Google Earth Engine. Now let's explore one of the most important datasets, Landsat. Click on Landsat and you will see Collection 2 datasets, which is the latest version. Under this, all Landsat missions are available along with their operational periods. Each Landsat dataset is available in three main types based on processing. First, raw data, also known as level 1. These are radiometrically and geometrically collected images, but they still contain atmospheric effects. The pixel values represent top of atmosphere, reflectance, or radiance. Second, top of atmosphere or TOA data. This represents reflectance measured at the top of atmosphere without removing atmospheric effects like aerosol or water vapor. And third, surface reflectance data. These datasets are fully corrected for atmospheric effects, so they represent the actual conditions at the Earth's surface. For most analyses like NDVI or land use studies, surface reflectance data is recommended. Along with processing levels, Landsat datasets are also divided into quality categories called tiers. First, Tier 1 data. These are high quality images with precise geometric correction. They are actually aligned with the Earth's surface and are suitable for time series analysis and scientific studies. Second, Tier 2 data. These datasets have lower geometric accuracy compared to Tier 1. They may contain positional errors, so they are generally not recommended for detailed analysis. For most applications, you should always use Tier 1 datasets. So always remember, label tells you about corrections and tier tells you about quality. At the top, you can see the datasets availability, image collection, and revisit time. Scroll down and you will find dataset description. In the bands section, all spectral bands details are listed. For Landsat, the spatial resolution is 30 meters, and since this is surface reflectance data, the band names start with SR. In image properties, you can explore metadata like acquisition time, cloud cover, and sensor details. Scroll to the bottom and copy the code or click Open in Code Editor. Run the code and you will see satellite imagery for the selected time period. Now let's move to Sentinel datasets. Click on Sentinel and you will find Sentinel 1, Sentinel 2, Sentinel 3 and Sentinel 5P. Sentinel 1 is radar data, useful in cloudy conditions. Sentinel 2 is optical data, commonly used for land analysis. Sentinel 3 is mainly used for ocean and atmospheric studies. Next, we have MODIS dataset. MODIS provides global data at lower resolution but with very high temporal frequency. Here you can find derived datasets like NDVI and UVI. With a single dataset, you can analyze global vegetation patterns over time. Apart from satellite data, GE also provides many other useful datasets. For rainfall analysis, you can use the CHIRPS dataset. For land use and land cover, Copernicus LULC datasets are available. For climate studies, ERA5 reanalysis datasets are widely used. For administrative boundaries, FAO shapefiles are available. You can also find water body datasets, population data, watershed boundaries, and many more. To find any dataset, simply use search bar. For example, if you search for SRTM, you will find DEM datasets. Open it, load it into code editor, and start working. In upcoming videos, we will learn how to extract data for specific locations using shapefiles, perform analysis, and export results. So make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends. And let me know in the comments which topic should I cover first.